Hello YouTube. So, Tri-State Ride. We start off in central Massachusetts, Worcester County area, go north into New Hampshire, go all the way up New Hampshire on Route 12 and cross covered bridge number 20 in Cornish, New Hampshire. The Cornish Bridge goes across the river and leads you right into Vermont, which will be our third state for the day. And then we go south, back down through Vermont and back into Massachusetts. So it was a great ride, a great day. The weather was perfect. I stopped and took quite a few photographs at the covered bridge, which are added into this video. It's kind of a long video, but we did about 270 miles. So we were on the road quite a while. Probably, I think, about 6 or 7 hours total on all the back roads. So I hope you enjoy my ride videos of New England, and stay tuned for more. Well, good morning YouTube. MSG Retired here, going on a ride today. We're going to do 3 states in New England. We're going to do Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and then into Vermont and back. So it should be a really good time. And it's going to be beautiful. Going to be 80 degrees today. So we're just getting started. We're going to hit one of the covered bridges. I'm going to stop, take some photographs, and hopefully my audio is working on this GoPro, because if I have to narrate one more video, this GoPro is going in the dumpster. But I think I got it figured out yesterday. So I'm riding with Gary and Jim, and they're both retired. And of course I retired from the military, but I'm still working, so I'm semi-retired, I guess. And this is Friday going into Memorial Day weekend, so remember to say a prayer for all those military who lost their lives in defense of this country. That's what Memorial Day is all about. It's not really about barbecues and parades. Although most of the parades, I believe, this year are canceled. So alright, I'm going to sign off for now, and I'll be back shortly. Once we get up into some of the more scenic areas, I'll get some video. Definitely going to get some video at the covered bridge going into Vermont, and stop and take some photographs as well. So I'll be back. So in my last video, I went straight through the town here of Paxton, and now we're veering off to the right. And we're going to be going 31. Actually, I think we're going to be going north. No, we're going 31 north. So this is a little bit different route north than I did last time. And we're going to be going up into New Hampshire and then across over into Maine. Or not Maine, but Vermont. So it'll be a 3-state trip. And again, another gorgeous day here in New England. And as we enter the downtown area of Holden, you can see one of the big steeples on the church is typical for New England. Lots of great old architecture. And they got all their red, white, and blue banners and stuff out. And another steeple just a little bit down. It's really scenic here. Some pretty cool houses. The architecture. And again, yet the steeples. Some really cool old houses out here. That one's got the double stacked chimneys, all brick. And we'll be coming up on the entrance to the ski area here momentarily. There's also a couple of water features here. I'm not sure what the name of the lake is. And here's the entrance to Wachusett ski area. And now we're entering the town of Wichington. There's the skyline. And we're not too far from the New Hampshire line. So we'll be going out of Massachusetts into New Hampshire. This is pretty cool the way you go through this town. Town office is right here on Main Street. The old cannons on the green. We're going to take a right here on 12. And there's the Toy Town sign. And this is the state line. We're entering Fitzwilliam, New Hampshire. So state number 2. New Hampshire, live free or die. And I think most of New Hampshire's open back up, so I think everything's pretty much open here. There you go, there's Mount Monadnock, right over there. So we did get a little bit of it anyway. Hopefully you can see it in the video. And we'll be coming up on what they call the Four Corners in Fitzwilliam. Mount Monadnock's mainly a recreation area, lots of different trails, miles and miles of it. You can actually hike up to the top of the mountain. And I did a little bit of reading on it. I used to come up here when I was real big into Jeeps, doing the rock crawling stuff. They had the Monadnock family trails up here, which were great trails for rock crawling. But the area's been developed and shut down. So probably one of the best wheeling spots that used to be here in New Hampshire. And it's gone now. Probably why I pretty much got out of the Jeep scene was just due to the fact that it was getting harder and harder to find good places to go riding. And we're now entering the town of Troy, New Hampshire. Pretty cool little town. It's got a large center green area, one way around. And they've got some little shops and stuff here. And we're going to continue on Route 12 north. Oh, well, this sucks. At least it's not a long strip. So if you ever do Route 12 north up through New Hampshire, you got this to look forward to. Luckily, it's not that long of a stretch, but it's all gravel, and it's pretty good sized gravel, so it bounces you around quite a bit. Alright, so we jumped off of 12 and now we're on 12A. Nice little scenic road, little twisties. North Charlestown Village. That looks like somebody's hoopty car ran out of gas. Ooh, hoopty car. Okay, I just saw the sign for the covered bridge. Cornish Auto Center. I think one of my rides, what I'm going to do is I will plot out all of the historic covered bridges in New England and see how many of them I can hit in a day. This is covered bridge number 20. And it's got a pretty good span. That's the covered bridge, and I'm going to turn on the 360 camera when we go over it. Well, this is pretty cool. It's got a little bit of a wave to it in the inside. Well, we're getting it all on 360. And now we're in Vermont. That easy. I didn't see any welcome signs, but all the vehicles parked in the yards have Vermont tags. And we're going to be going Route 5 south. If any of you have watched my tribute to Glenn Saul, this is actually where our fuel stop was on our way north to transport Glenn's remains. So I'm kind of like backtracking the route we took from Troy, New York. This fire department right here on the left, they had all their equipment out. So yeah, this is a nice ride. Oh, my EITMS is active, and I can hear the weird idle. I can feel it. As soon as you give it a little bit of gas, it jumps right in. That's pretty cool. That's the first time I've seen it. It's active again. Cool. Glad I captured that on video. And we're continuing on west on 131 in Vermont. Beautiful old stone church, big steeple. Lots of neat old architecture. The Cavendish Volunteer Fire Department, they were out for our escort drive. Cavendish Museum Historical Society. There's another little river town, Proctorsville. Church. Some really cool old houses. That old brick house is cool. The whitewashed brick. We're at the junction of 103, and it looks like there's still snow up there on the ski slopes. I don't know if you could see it on the video, but there's an awful lot of white stuff up there on that mountain. I'm not sure what that ski resort is. And we're taking a left. This will be Vermont South 103. There's some big pieces of granite for you. And we're entering the little town of Bellow Falls in Vermont. Still heading southbound. Seems like pretty much everything is open here in Vermont. You see a lot of out-of-state tags too in this area: New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts. place is in rough shape. Pretty cool old houses. So the video kind of ended a little bit early on our way south through Vermont, and that was due to the fact that I ran out of SD card space on the GoPro. I need to get a bigger SD card, so I probably need either a 64 gig or maybe a 128, just so I can capture all this. A lot of you don't know that when you're doing your post-editing, all the video that you capture during your ride, you end up using about 50% of it. There's just a lot of it that is just kind of fluff and, you know, looking off to the left, looking off to the right. So you try and get the most prominent stuff and put it in your video. So about 50% is what you use. And I also have a lot of photo gear as well. I've got a Canon M50 mirrorless EOS camera, which is nice and small, great. I've got the adapters so I can use all of the different Canon-based lenses. I've got a Sigma 70-200 f2.8 lens, and actually for this ride I just used the kit lens, a 15-45 I think it is, and I used that to capture the photographs of the covered bridge. It came out great. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Keep the shiny side up, rubber side down. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell if you want to be notified for any of my future videos, and stay tuned.